千里之行，始于足下. A journey of 1,000 miles begins beneath the feet. We now gather in the Tao to travel the journey together.
Once upon a time, in ancient China, there was a man who greatly admired a famous painter. This painter was famous because he was well known for masterful techniques in painting flowers, particularly the peony. This made him quite popular because the peony in full bloom is a traditional symbol of prosperity in Chinese culture. If you have ever seen the blooming peony, you know exactly what that is about. The blooming peony flower is large, showy, and beautiful. Therefore, it's the perfect symbol for the blooming or flowering of great fortune, great abundance. So I think that makes perfect sense. One day, the man was able to acquire one of the painter's paintings, exactly as you see in the slide. He was ecstatic and he quickly brought it home to hang on his wall. One of his friends, a scholar, came by to see the painting. As soon as he saw the painting, he exclaimed, "Oh no, this painting is most inauspicious. It's bad luck. I can't believe you are allowing this painting in your house." So the man was surprised and puzzled. What? What are you talking about? What is wrong with my painting? The scholar said, "Well, just look at it. Can you not see that the view is so close to the flower that all four sides of the petals are cut off?" The man said, "Well, that must be because the master painter wishes to show the beauty of the flower in detail. That's why he painted this flower so close." The scholar said, "Well, think about it. The top, bottom, left, and right of the flower are cut off. So the flower is incomplete. Now, you know as well as I do that this flower symbolizes prosperity, right? So this painting means incomplete prosperity. It's a curse." Having said that, the scholar left, leaving the man feeling rather depressed, as you can probably imagine. His mood went from ecstatic happiness to confusion and disappointment. He started to blame himself for the decision to acquire this painting in the first place. Then the sage happened to come by at that time. The sage noticed the downcast expression of this man. So he asked, "What's wrong?" So the man explained to the sage what had just happened. And he said to the sage that he was out of ideas. And he said, Master, what should I do?" The sage said, "Well, you should take a better look at the painting and realize that your friend is mistaken, although I'm sure he means well." The man said, "Master, what do you mean? Is it not true that the peony symbolizes prosperity?" The sage said, well, yes, of course it does. That's what makes this painting so good for you. So look at all four sides. Look at how the sides are cut off. So the flower in this painting shows no edges, no limits or boundaries. You cannot see where the petals end. So this painting means boundless, unlimited, endless prosperity. What a great blessing. In an instant, the man's depression evaporated into thin air, and his mood is once again taken over by the ecstatic happiness that he felt upon acquiring the painting. That's the story of the peony. Now, let's dive deeper to the meaning behind the story. Let's see what we can learn. The first thing to note is that none of the people, none of the items, the things in the story physically haven't changed. The painting is still the same painting. The owner of the painting is still the same person as he was before, physically. The only change is in his mind. He had a change mentally. He was guided by the sage to look at the painting in a different way. And that caused a change in his mind. So how was the sage able to do this? Well, the sage started out with the knowledge of yin and yang. The sage, like all sages, knew that there's positive and negative in every aspect of life, every aspect of reality, every aspect of existence. There's always gonna be positive and negative, no matter what. You may think victory is always positive. No, it can be negative. There can be the seed of a future defeat. Defeat we usually think of as negative, but no. Within defeat, there is the seed of a future triumph. It's not all positive, it's not all negative, it's all yin and yang. That being the case, sages will look at the whole thing and then mindfully choose the aspect that he wishes to focus on, that he wishes to direct attention to. In this case, this particular sage mindfully chose to direct attention to the perspective that is empowering, life-affirming, and along the same direction as the Tao. So, seeing how this man was despondent, unhappy about the choice that he made, the sage decided to show him the aspect of it that was the Tao, the positive. The purpose, as it is with all sages, is to promote the welfare, advancement, and flourishing of humanity as a whole. And last observation, notice that it took only one difference in thought to completely turn around the situation from an unhappy one to a happy one. And originally, as we started, it took only one difference in thought to go from happiness to lack of happiness. So see how easy it can be once you know the Tao. You gain the ability to press that button, push that lever, make the switch at will. Because you know the difference between positive and negative can pivot on a single thought, a single notion, one word, one idea, So in those moments, you really begin to appreciate how powerful the Tao can be. So that is what we all need to do. When we look at, as we go through life, as we handle the various situations that come our way, we want to be mindfully observant. What is going on? What is the situation? So that we're able to change our thoughts accordingly. Change our thoughts in a way that is skillful, set, so that we can cause a change in the condition. So let's use more examples to really bring the point home, and then we'll move on from this point. Let's take a look at parenting as an example. Now, these are all examples to hopefully inspire more creativity in everyone. You know, and I know parenting is not easy, but just by opening up your thoughts to the possibility of saying things differently, you can reach out to the switch, the lever, the buttons to pivot from negative to positive. So let's go over some examples. So one thing a parent oftentimes will say to a child, if you don't eat, let's just say broccoli, if you don't eat broccoli, you won't grow tall and strong, or some other food. If you won't eat Wheaties, if you won't eat oatmeal, you won't grow tall and strong. Okay, that's actually the negative formulation. What will be the corresponding positive formulation? You can probably guess. This is easy. It's not meant to be a trick question. If you eat more broccoli, you will grow taller and stronger. Positive formulation, same idea. Same thing, same issue you are addressing and aiming for the same direction to be healthier. So eat more broccoli, eat more Wheaties, eat more oatmeal, whatever the case may be, that the child is resisting. Eat more of that, and you will grow taller and stronger. You want to be taller and stronger. So that's the positive formulation. So the other two examples are very similar, and I think you can easily guess how it can go from negative to positive. So I'm just here to introduce the obvious into your frame of mind so that you will remember, and the next negative situation you encounter, you can pivot to the positive. So here's the other example. Parent says to child, stop making a mess, or I will take away your playtime. Negative formulation. So let's switch that to the positive. You can probably figure out how we would do that. Not that difficult. Parents should say to child, hey, keep everything neat and you can have more playtime, okay? So that's more likely to create a positive result. As difficult as parenting is, these strategies added up, practiced consistently over time, can make a significant difference. Last example, parent talking to child with in regards to homework assignment. Why are you making these mistakes in your homework assignment? Don't you know better than that? And, you know, worst of all, why are you being so dumb? Very negative formulation. Just by looking at the previous examples, you know what's coming. Parents should say something like, hey, you got quite a few rights. Look at these. Good job on these. And I know you can do even better. Let's work on getting even better, increasing the right answers or the better, higher quality homework assignment. So identify the positive and build from there.
Our meeting has come to an end, but the journey continues on. Let us travel safely Until next time, may the Tao fill you with peace and happiness.